welcome to my best products of 2012 video. And as you can see, I'm sitting somewhere a little bit different than I usually do, because basically it's raining outside and it's really noisy everywhere in the house and there's nowhere where I can really film. So I'm sitting in the bedroom, and that's kind of like the wardrobe behind me. The light's a bit weird because sometimes I look a bit blue if I step back a bit. Look really blue actually. Yeah, so I'm trying to get it just right, just so I can at least do this one video for you. Basically, I've been doing a lot of reflection, thinking about the products that I've been using most over the last year, and thought I would do a little sort of summary video of what has been my favourite products, both high-end and drugstore as well. So there's quite a lot to get through, so I'm just going to jump in because this is probably going to be quite a long video, and I may even need to split it into two if it goes on too long. So I'm going to start off with the best foundations of 2012 for me. Now all of this is just based on my experience of the ones that I have used and enjoyed the most. For me, for drugstore, my favourite has been, quite surprisingly actually, the Revlon Colour Stay foundation, which I know it's quite bright so you probably can't see that very well, but yeah, but the Revlon Colour Stay foundation. I use the colour, I think it's Ivory. Yeah, it's Ivory, which is 110, and it's really good. It offers really good coverage, and it's a really good colour match for me as well. It's pretty much the perfect colour, and it's just a really good foundation. And for the different ones that I've tried on the high street, it clogs my pores the least, so it's pretty good. For high end, this probably won't be a surprise to you if you watch my videos regularly, but that will be the YSL. I don't know if they call it Radiant Touch, or I think it's the Touche Éclat Taint foundation. My shade is BR30 and it is just amazing. I have pretty much used this nearly every day since I've had it. It's absolutely fantastic. It's the only foundation out there which doesn't clog my pores at all, so it is really good. I also wanted to just pay a special mention to the Revlon Beyond Natural Skin Matching Makeup, which is this one here. It is absolutely fantastic, and it matches your skin tone perfectly. It's really good. It was only something like $5.99 or $6.99, so it was really affordable as well, and it's just absolutely fantastic. And not long after I bought this, they discontinued it, which I was really gutted about because it was really good and it was definitely one I would have repurchased. But I bought it just, I think it was in April when I was going to Ireland, and I just wanted something just really easy just to put in my bag, and that's when I got this, and I'm really gutted that they don't sell it anymore. So yeah, I just wanted to give a special mention to that one. Excuse me. Okay, next is, let's have a look, best liquid eyeliner. Okay, so for High Street, I've actually picked the MUA Extreme Felt Liner. I've picked this one above others because although the nib, the point is a little bit hard, it's really good and it doesn't transfer onto the top of my eyelid, because as you probably know I have fairly hooded eyelids, and it doesn't transfer, which is really good, and it does last all day. So I can say that it is a really decent one, and I think it was something like £2, or it was really cheap, and I just thought, you know, you can't fault it for that price. And again, another one that's probably not going to be a surprise to you for the high-end one, which is the Chanel Écriture liquid eyeliner, which that's kind of what the nib looks like. It's not a brush, it's not a felt, it's a brush, but you just kind of twist the bottom and then product comes up. It is jet black, it lasts all day, it lasts until you decide to take it off, and it's absolutely fantastic. This one's lasted me so far about 6 months, maybe a little bit more, and I use it every single day, so it lasts really well. Okay, let's see, what should we do now? Best single eyeshadow. Let's do best single eyeshadow. Okay, for drugstore, I'm going to go with Maybelline Iced Fudge, which is this colour here. It's absolutely beautiful. It's almost really hard to describe what the colour is actually like. Excuse my chipped nail there. There you go, that's a bit better. Yeah, it's really hard to describe what the colour is actually like, just because it's kind of like shimmery brown, champagne-y kind of colour, and you look at it, and every time you look at it, you can kind of find a new word to describe it, and I really like that. And then on the back of that, the favourite high-end one is Fauve by Chanel, which is this one here, which I would describe as in the same colour family as the Maybelline one. So that you could say the Maybelline one is actually a really good dupe for this one. So there we go. If you can see it there, you can see it's pretty much the same colour. The quality is different. The Chanel one is definitely much finer, more finely milled. It is just really, they're both really beautiful. So they're my favourites for that one. What shall I do next? Best concealer. So, High Street. I'm going to go, surprisingly, with not the Collection Lasting Perfection concealer, but I'm actually going to go with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I'm going with this one. This is in shade 15, by the way. I'm going with this one because I just feel it's lighter than the Lasting Perfection concealer. The Lasting Perfection one is amazing, but I feel like it's the double wear of the concealers, and it's just a bit heavy, I think, for me, and I don't really like heavy products. So I think the Maybelline Fit Me one, just because it offers really good coverage, it's very fluid, it sets really well, it covers pretty much everything, it's really decent. For high end, it's one that's been in my monthly favourites the last couple of months in a row, and that's the Perricone MD No Concealer, which is this little bottle here. It's absolutely fantastic. It will cover anything you put it over, and it just does a really good job. And it doesn't need attention. It doesn't need to be like it doesn't like crack. It doesn't need to be blended back in all throughout the day or anything like that. It is really good. Only downside is it is really expensive. It's like £37 a bottle, which is a lot of money. So yes. Next, best cream eyeshadow. So. I've just realised I haven't actually picked a high-end and a drugstore. I've picked two drugstore. So, yeah, okay. Well, I'll show you both of them anyway. I haven't got any high-end cream shadows, so I'm not going to be able to pick a high-end one there, but I've got two drugstore ones for you instead. So the first one is the Maybelline Colour Tattoo, and this is in the shade Barely Beige, which is the perfect dupe for the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, which is this one here. It's just an absolutely beautiful colour. It lasts really well. You just need to make sure with all of the Maybelline Colour Tattoos, and probably most cream shadows, that you don't apply it too heavily, because then you will get creasing on it fairly quickly. And I also picked the Maybelline Dew Pot, which is in the colour, I love how they call this, it's Willow Whisper, which I just think sounds lovely, which is this kind of like shimmery, light brown, kind of iced fudge kind of colour. That's how I would describe it. And I see I've gone all blue again. Try moving, there you go. Yeah, so that's kind of, they're the two that really have stood out for me. They both last really, really, really well. They're both beautiful colours. They're really easy to use. They blend really well. They're just fantastic products. So for me, they have been the highlight of cream eyeshadows for the last year. Next, I'm going to do blushes. Best blusher. Okay, so for me, for High Street, it has to be the Fashionista blusher in the shade London, which is this one here. It's this beautiful peachy kind of corally colour, which is just absolutely stunning. It's one I have reached for again and again and again, and I absolutely love. And it comes in this lovely box, and I just love it. So that's probably been, I would say, my most used blusher of the year. So out of all like the blushes, that has to be the best for me. The best of the high end for blushes for me is the NARS Orgasm blush, which is this one. I'm sure this will appear as many people's favourite for blusher for 2012. It is absolutely stunning. It gives you an absolutely beautiful glow with a lovely golden shimmer as well, so it is absolutely lovely. But you know, it is a little bit expensive, but then high-end stuff is. I also want to pay a special mention on blusher to the NYX blush in Pinched, which is a really good dupe for the NARS blusher in Orgasm, which is this one here. It's absolutely stunning. It lasts really well. It's not too soft, the product, you know, you can pick it up very easily on the brush, and it's just absolutely fantastic. So that would be my pick for that. Now, I haven't picked, I wasn't going to do top, like, pressed powder, purely because I haven't really used many high-end ones this year. I've only used one, and I don't have it anymore because it ran out, which was my Chanel one. Now, it was really good, and that's why it ran out, because I used it all. But I tended to stay with High Street for the powders, and the one, I'll just really going to pay special mention to one that's been absolutely fantastic and I've used day in day out since I've had it, which is the Maybelline Fit Me powder in 120, which is this one here. And it's, you can see it's light and it's got like a mirror in the back and a, has it got a brush? Yeah, it's got like a pad thing. It's just fantastic. I've been using it every day. It's very finely milled. It lasts really well. It doesn't make your skin feel cakey at all. It's just absolutely fantastic, and I really, really, really love it. So I really wanted to mention that one. Next, I'm going to do top eyeshadow palettes. So this, again, it may not be much of a surprise to you. For drugstore, I'm going with the MUA Undressed palette, which is this one here. So this is the pretty much an exact copy of the Urban Decay Naked palette. The quality on a lot of them are definitely different, because these are like, there's more fallout with them than I would expect in an Urban Decay shadow and stuff like that. There are definitely some differences, but for £4 you can't go wrong with this. It is absolutely fantastic, and I really can't fault it. For high end, I'm going to pick my Too Faced Shadow Bonbons palette, which is this one here. In fact, I'm wearing it today. The colours are absolutely amazing. It comes with the Candlelight Shadow Insurance. It comes with a full-size Lashgasm mascara. And just the colours are absolutely stunning. They're perfect for like autumn, winter as well, but you can wear them at any time of the year. They're just absolutely stunning, and I'm so glad I bought it. I use it most days. I absolutely love it. Okay. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I did want to mention when we're talking about eyeshadow palettes is Inglot, because I didn't include these because although they're amazing, for me, for high end, the Too Faced is just the product of the year for me. But Inglot, I made this up when I went to Ireland, and I absolutely love it. It doesn't look like it's been used that much, but it really has. And the colours are stunning, they last really well. Actually, when I did makeup for people for Christmas at work, I did like 5 people's makeup. I used this palette on at least 2 people, and it went really well. It lasted really well. They look stunning. The colours are really, they're just really beautiful. So I just kind of wanted to mention that one as well. Excuse me. Okay. Best kohl eyeliner of 2012. For High Street, I have the Maybelline Master Drama kohl liner, which is in Ultra Black, which is this one here. Only negative I would say about it is it's almost too soft. Now, I look for soft kohl liners because normally as I put them on, they tend to be quite hard and they don't apply very easily, whereas this applies really, really easily, and I love it, and that's why it's the top one for me. But it will collect a lot in the corners of my eyes, so I will need to, you know, pay maintenance to them and just kind of make sure nothing gross as black is gathering up in the corners from that. But it is really good. For high end, it's the Chanel Waterproof eyeliner, this one here, which is like a twisty one. And this is the Stylo Yux. I don't know how you pronounce it in French, but yeah, and that's in Noir, so it's in black. And that's really good as well. I bought this a little while ago, and it's lasted me really well. In fact, I don't actually know how much is left. Should we have a look? A fair bit, a fair bit. There's a hair on the end. There we go. Yeah, so that's my top high end. Okay, next. Lip product. High-end lip product and drugstore. For drugstore lip product, I am picking the Revlon lip butters because... Why is my cat there? Revlon lip butters have been absolutely amazing. There was so much hype around them when they came out, and I was completely caught up in the hype. And I went out and I bought like 3 straight away, and this being my favourite of the colours, which is Lollipop, and I absolutely love this colour. They're hydrating, they're glossy, they're just fantastic quality, and I absolutely love them. So that's my best high street one. For high end, It's not a lipstick per se, but it's the Chanel Rouge à Lac in Dragon, which is this one here. And it's the perfect red colour as well. It's just absolutely beautiful. It lasts really, really, really well, and it's got just the tiniest little bit of glitter in it, which is just absolutely stunning as well. So I really, really, really love that. Coming to the end now, there's one left, which is not necessarily a makeup product, but it's Best Nail Varnish. Now, it's not going to be high-end and drugstore because I only have one high-end nail varnish, I think, which is a Chanel one, and it wasn't very good, so it's certainly not going to put it in for an award. But what I will do is just to show you the two favourites that I have been wearing most this year. So we have Essie's Fiji, which is this beautiful kind of soft pink colour. It's absolutely stunning. And we have Maybelline's Turquoise Lagoon, which is this one here, which has just been a beautiful colour that it takes glitter really well. If you layer glitter over it, it just looks absolutely stunning. Or if you wear it by itself, it looks absolutely stunning too. And then with a special mention to MUA's nail polishes, not necessarily this particular colour, although I do really like this colour. But these nail varnishes are only £1 each, and they last really well. They only take 2 coats until they're completely opaque, and they last for a good 2 or 3 days. Which I think when you're paying £1 for a nail varnish is really good. Now I know the bottle isn't particularly big and the brush isn't amazing, but for £1 you can't really fault it. So they have been my top products of 2012, both high-end and drugstore. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Please let me know if any of these have been your favourites as well, or if any of my favourites have been ones you don't like. It would be interesting to see. But thank you very much for watching and for following me for the last year, and I look forward to seeing you in 2013.